Hey, welcome back, y'all. All right, so it's been a little bit since I've done a video. I would like to do just a little bit of an update on my current process and how I've done things. So I have developed a little bit of a system since my last little bit. I actually, if you remember correctly, I was using a very small machine that this is how I started out, was with the RYO machine right here. It was an individual, super cheap machine, very easy to use. I used the crap out of this thing. I mean, to the point where I've actually broken it. I can't use it anymore, but I still use it for storage on the one side. So I moved on from that, and I've actually gone into one of the Top-O-Matic machines. Here, these things are probably $50, but they save so much time. This is actually my second machine in probably the past year and a half. The first one, I was just kind of abusing it and using too much of the small pieces of tobacco inside there and just really kind of pushing it too hard, and I broke it. So I learned my lesson on that. This is the second one. I did that pretty quick after buying the first one, and so I've been using this one for at least a year and have not had any issues once I realized my mistake. So learn from my mistakes on that. So talking about my process that I have set up here, in the first section of videos that I was doing with this machine itself, it was a little more of a tedious process with this. You had to actually use the little packing tool to get it in there just right. You couldn't put too much in there, otherwise obviously you'd break it, like I did from same thing I did with this machine here. So what I've noticed that with these machines here, you don't have to be as precise. It's much easier to use, much quicker. I wanted to actually do a quick video of a difference between stopping at the gas station, getting out of the car, walking up to the counter, ordering a pack of cigarettes. I can literally make a pack of cigarettes in the same time that it would take to walk in and buy a pack. So not just saving money, but also saving time with this. That's the biggest thing that I've heard over the time that I've been doing this. A lot of people are like, oh, it takes so long to do it. I don't know if I'll have time. Here, 5 minutes you can make a pack by yourself, literally the same amount of time that you're gonna be able to walk into a gas station, go up to the counter, use your debit card to be able to do it. It's the same amount of time. So I wanted to show a little bit of what I've done so far. So this is the current tobacco that I'm using right now, is this Kentucky Select. I'm buying this from Smokers Outlet. I've been buying probably 4 pounds of the tobacco at a time, and probably a dozen of the cartons of these Beretta tubes. I love these tubes. They look so good. They're really strong paper that they use. They're not ripping all the time in the machine. I like them a lot. So what I've done here is I just have a little bowl that I've been using to kind of store the tobacco in. It's got a lid. It's not airtight, but I usually don't maintain too much tobacco in there at any given time. I usually just kind of use it as a temporary storage area. So what I'll do is I'll grab a nice chunk of this tobacco, I'll throw it into the bowl, kind of just get it in there, make sure it's kind of broken up, because sometimes when it comes in here in this sealed container, it tends to kind of stick in. I would just come in here, loosen it up just a little bit so you can grab a good chunk at a time. No big deal. Just do that, throw this to the side. At any given time, I probably have 6 or 7 of these little $1.99 cartons that I use. I mean, these things are super strong for $2. I mean, they take a lot of abuse. I've dropped these things multiple times. I never have to worry about them for $2. So anyway, so I'll put this to the side. I've got this little tray here, because what I've noticed is that if I got my old man into doing this. Shout out to Jim Hunt, my dad. He's got the same machine, and my mom talks about it. She's like, he's just so finicky about making sure he puts the specific amount in there, and I'm like, Dad, don't worry about it. Literally all you have to do, you take a chunk. I actually kind of fill up the top section of this this machine, and again, that's why I have the tray, because as I'm doing this fairly quickly, I'm not worried about it, getting kind of all over the place. The tray has it. When I'm done, I just dump it right back in. So as you're coming in, I just gather up and make this an even amount inside that top section. Super quick, boom, I have a cigarette. I don't even pack these in anymore, honestly. When I first started the videos, as soon as I would get done with one of the cigarettes, I'd run it through, come over, and then I'd sit there and kind of pack it in. I'd kind of come down, would do one of these numbers a couple times. I find it's kind of useless. There's really no reason for it. If you get a nice even packing when you're coming in with the tobacco inside the machine, and it's nice and even this way, you don't even have to do that. What I find is that when you do pack it down that way, it becomes almost hard to draw on. So less of an enjoyable experience, honestly, and again, it takes too much time. It's unnecessary. If you do like that, and if you like that kind of harder draw, then what I've noticed when you get done with filling your container up, you can actually come over here and get one nice pack on it, just like you would a normal pack of cigarettes, and then you should be fine. But honestly, I don't even bother anymore. I can get done with 6 or 7 packs of cigarettes within probably a 15-minute time period. I'll sit here, I'll throw a video on or whatever I'm doing, I'll just make them super easy to do. And again, as I'm grabbing these tubes, I come over, just make sure that's out of the way, throw them in, make sure it's packed in the corner here on this edge, make sure it's packed in the corner on that edge, nice and even. No big deal, super easy. If it gets like this, where you have a little bit of the top, throw that off, throw it in. So I just kind of wanted to give everybody an update on kind of how my process has gone so far between what I started out with on the Shigeru versus the Top-O-Matic. I think this is the Top-O-Matic 2. I did a little bit of research online, and it seemed like the Top-O-Matic 2, people were a little bit more happy with that one versus the original version. Again, $40 for this, the amount of time saved on this machine versus the individual smaller injection machines. It's no contest whatsoever. So, just to kind of give everybody, again, an idea of what I've noticed, I can do these really super quick. These machines, again, you can usually buy them either in-store or online for about $40 to $50. Saves you so much time. Again, just get yourself a little tray or, put the machine on top, get your tobacco into a bowl, start throwing it in there. Again, when I take it, I'll just take kind of a nice little chunk. I'll throw it on top, pull them in, super easy. So I want to give you an update on where I'm at right now, and hopefully you'll learn from that and enjoy your time. Thank you so much.